Hi everyone, welcome to today's Current Affairs Daily Notes. Today we are going to discuss about Aksai Chin and we are going to have a live quiz on the Indo-China conflict and the Aksai Chin region. Now, due to the current diplomatic tussle between India and China after the bifurcation of Kashmir and repeal of Section 370, the Aksai Chin region has become a hot topic for all upcoming examinations. Now, for this quiz, the assumption is that you have either read up about the region or at the least watched our daily notes video on the topic. So here, you're going to answer 10 questions. For each question, you will have 10 seconds to answer, after which we'll discuss the correct answer. I'm Ritrusha from GK Today and let us begin. So the first question is, what is Aksai Chin? Your options are A. Disputed area between India and China. B. Commonly administered region between India and China. C. No man's land between India and China. D. None of the above. Your time starts now. You can see the timer on the right hand bottom corner of your screen. So time's up and the correct answer is disputed area between India and China. So Aksai Chin is a disputed border area between China and India, and it is one of the two large disputed border areas between the countries. India claims that it is the easternmost part of the erstwhile Jammu and Kashmir state, which is now Ladakh Union Territory, and China claims that Aksai Chin is the part of Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region. Next question is, where is Aksai Chin located? Option A, westernmost part of Arunachal Pradesh. Option B, northeastern part of Himachal Pradesh. Option C, easternmost part of Ladakh Union Territory. And option D, none of the above. And your time starts now. Time's up and the correct answer is option C, easternmost part of Ladakh Union Territory. So this is the region, as you can see on the map, that's the Aksai Chin region, the disputed area between India and China. What is the main geographical terrain of the Aksai Chin region? So what are the physical features of the region? Option A, mountains alone. Option B, mountains and glaciers. Option C, mountains, cold desert and soda lakes. Option D, mountains and soda lakes. And the correct answer is mountains, cold desert and soda lakes. So the area is largely a vast high altitude desert with a low point, which is one of their rivers. Much of the northern part of Aksai Chin is referred to as the Soda Plains, which is salt lakes. It is located near the largest river of the area, and this river is known as Karakash River, and it receives meltwater from a large number of glaciers. However, those glaciers aren't exactly in the region. Which border demarcation line is the basis for India's acknowledged borders? So in history, we have the Jonson Line, Johnson-Ardagh Line, McCartney-MacDonald Line. Among these three, or maybe none of these, which is the correct answer? Your time starts now. And the correct answer is Jonson Line. So upon independence in 1947, the government of India used the Jonson Line as the basis for its official boundary in the west, which included the Aksai Chin. From the Karakoram Pass, which is not a disputed area at the moment, the Indian claim line extends northeast of the Karakoram Mountains through the salt flats of the Aksai Chin region, and it sets a boundary at the Kunlun Mountains and incorporating part of Karakash River and Yakutat River watersheds. Now similarly, China also has a demarcation line which they accept. Which border demarcation line is the basis for China's acknowledged borders? You have the same options and your time starts now. And the correct answer is McCartney-MacDonald Line. So there is no official boundary that has ever been negotiated between the countries of China and India. And the Indian government even today claims a boundary in the western sector similar to the Jonson Line of 1865. However, the People's Republic of China government considers a similar line to the McCartney-MacDonald line of 1899 as the boundary. When was Sino-Indian War fought? Time starts now. This is a rather easy one, it shouldn't take too long. Correct answer is 1962. Now, the Sino-Indian War was a war between China and India that occurred in 1962. It was because of the disputed Himalayan border, which is mainly the Aksai Chin region and parts of Arunachal Pradesh. This was the pretext of the war, but there were many other political issues that played a role. The main one would have been India giving asylum to the Dalai Lama. There had been a series of violent border incidents right after the 1959 Tibetan uprising, and that's when India had granted asylum to Dalai Lama. So this war, although the pretext was border disputes, might have had other political connotations. What is the effective border in Ladakh region and China known as? Now time starts. Correct answer is line of actual control. So line of actual control is the demarcation between India administered Kashmir, which is now Ladakh, and the Aksai Chin region, as you can see on the map. And this is a demarcation line that separates the Indian controlled territory from the Chinese controlled territory. And this was formed after the 1962 Sino-Indian War. Now, what is the difference between line of actual control and line of control? Now, line of control, as the one shared between Pakistan and India, is a demarcated border marked by militaries. However, line of actual control is not demarcated and consists of a vast empty space. Line of control denotes a kind of boundary that is separating parts of Kashmir controlled by India and Pakistan, whereas line of actual control is the line separating uh, Ladakh region of India and the Aksai Chin region, which is currently under Chinese control. Why does China not acknowledge the Jonson Line demarcation that India accepts? Now, options are A. They drew their own line. B. The British never presented that Jonson Line to China. C. The British and Russian government suggested different lines to India and China. D. None of the above. Your time starts now. And the correct answer is the British never actually presented the Jonson Line to China. Why is this? Well, this Jonson Line was drawn by William Johnson, who was the civil servant of the Survey of India in the year 1865. Now, this put Aksai Chin in Kashmir region. However, at this was the time of Downchen revolt. At that point of time, China did not control most of Xinjiang, which is the region that has Aksai Chin. As a result, this line was never actually presented to the Chinese, which is why they don't acknowledge it. Why is Aksai Chin of strategical importance to China? Now, why is it that China is so hell-bent on controlling Aksai Chin despite the fact that it is a barren land and it's very difficult to actually have military posts there? It's a very difficult geographical terrain. So the options that you have is A. It connects China to Tibet by road. B. It allows China a peek into Indian territory. C. Both of them. D. None of them. And your time starts now. And the correct answer is it connects China to Tibet by road. As it happens, the China National Highway 219 runs through Aksai Chin, connecting Lazi and Xinjiang in Tibet Autonomous Region. Now, despite this region being nearly uninhabitable and having absolutely no resources, it remains strategically important for China as it connects Tibet and Xinjiang. As we know, Tibet is a territory that is difficult to control for China, as the people don't want to be a part of China, and as a result, they need military control over the place. And this road allows China to quickly send troops or any other resources they might need in Tibet, as this connects China directly to Tibet. What is the Chinese built road in Aksai Chin region called? If you were paying attention in the last question, you would know the answer. So your options currently are China-Tibet Highway 208, Xinjiang-China Highway 219, China National Highway 219, and Tibet-Xinjiang Highway 208. Your time starts now. And of course, the correct answer is China National Highway 219. So on the map, you can see the road. So that's all for this video. If you want to read more about this topic, simply follow our link in the description below. If you want to revise the topic, there's a link to the video that we used to cover Aksai Chin region in the link in the description as well. And if you liked our efforts, please do like, share and subscribe. Until next time, goodbye and good luck.